Greetings, makers. This is Amy with Self-Win Crafting. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from deep in South Texas in the Rio Grande Valley. Today, we're going to turn some simple paper into handmade magic. So grab what supplies you need and let's get started. Today, I am going to be showing you how I am going to be making my card kit thank yous that are going out to anyone who makes a $50 order from my online store through the middle of June. And I am using the Sweet Words and Labels dies for this particular and some of the stamps. And I am using the Sweet Old Friends, but I am in particularly using the dies. When I send this to you, I cannot do any of the stamping, but I am going to include all the die cuts, the ribbon, the dots, the things that you need in order to make the cards. So if you don't have these particular stamps, that's okay. You can use what stamps you have because you'll be getting the things to make the card as well, except for the stamps and the ink and your adhesives. But anyway, so these are the Sweet Old Friends. The stamps, we're not going to be using the stamps. I mean, you could if you have them, but I'm going to be sending you die cuts out of this particular set, the Sweet Old Friends. And I'm using the Sweet Words and Labels dies on my cards as well that I'll be sending out to you, as well as the Silly Old Bear DSP. So this DSP is back in stock. So if you want to get it, you can. It is just such wonderful paper. Let me scoot this down a little bit so you can see. Some of it I don't have very much left, but we have this, which on the back is these beautiful trees going through the 100-acre woods. We have this striped, but on the back, this was so painful because I love these stripes, but also I love these little cutouts that you could cut out with the dies. And you can see I have some down here that I still have left to use, but I kind of I said, okay, one sheet I'll use for these and the other sheet I'll use for the stripes. So, but that was so hard. You have these great sheets that you can cut out the characters. You also have a sheet in which you can use the dies to cut out the characters, and the backs are pretty as well. This sheet, you would have to do a fussy cutting for yourself. The back is this real pretty pink gingham. This is just the back of another set, and so this is the rest. Here you have this set that has like the friends in a line, and on front are these cutouts that you could use of different places in the 100-acre woods. I haven't used any of that yet. I think I used one piece of it, but that's all I have left of this particular DSP. But I do have enough for my card kits that if anybody wants to place an online order for $50, and that is before you use your rewards, before taxes and shipping, it adds up to $50. I will send you this free card kit to make these cards from this particular bundle. All right, so let me go ahead and show you what I'm doing. And so everything's going to be included, including envelopes. All right, so we're going to start with this first card. So what I have, we're going to start with, let's see, let me pull it off. We have a piece of Barely Blush, and it is 8.5 by 5.5, and it is scored at 4 1/4. All right. We have next, this is for the inside of the card. This is going to be a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of very vanilla cardstock, and this is what we're going to put inside. I embossed and I don't remember the measurement size, 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 square, and it is embossed with the 100-acre 3D embossing folder. And I had a piece of scrap which I also embossed as well. Okay, and we're going to attach this to the inside insert. So this is going to go right here. Okay. Then for the outside as well, I have a piece of the DSP, and it is 2 by 4.5. So 2 inches by 4.5. I have a piece of cloud cover, and this is 1 inch by 4 inches. Okay. This is from the Stylish Shapes. This is in Barely Blush. And then I have my die of Piglet and Pooh. I just think they make such a cute shadow that's what I decided to do. Okay, so in case anybody doesn't have the kit or the bundle, they can still have a Winnie the Pooh card, just like a shadow card though. All right, so let's go ahead and put this card together. And you know what? The one thing I left off and I didn't do yet is I'm using this Retired Balmy Blue Gingham. I thought it went really well with the card, even though it's not the same color as Cloud Cover. I thought they went really well. I think matches up really well with the pink. Okay, the Barely Blush, I should say. All right, so the first thing that we want to do, I'm going to go ahead and get the inside of my card going. We're going to go ahead and use whatever adhesive you have, but go ahead and let's glue in this embossed piece to the bottom of our card. And I'm just putting it up about 1/4 of an inch above the bottom of the card. I don't know if it's 1/4 of an inch. It's not. It looks like it's a little less. I just like having a little bit of space at the bottom, kind of like a little frame. Okay, and now we're going to put this on the inside of our Barely Blush piece. Okay, so let me go ahead and get the Tombow. You could use whatever adhesive you have. I like Tombow from down here. I live in such a humid area. Sometimes the snail doesn't work as well. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put that in. Remember, don't push as you're doing it because you could slide it all off. All right, so now we're ready to do the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my embossed square and I am going to add some glue. You don't need a lot with the Tombow. It's very strong. And I'm going to put this kind of in the center of my card, trying his best to get it equal from top to top and side to side. There won't be equal all the way around, but you get the idea. Okay. Just getting it straight. All right, next, we're going to take the DSP and we're going to lay that over the top of our square. And I'm just going to, I love this paper. This paper just makes me happy. I don't know what Winnie the Pooh to me is so whimsical and it reminds me so much of my childhood. So let's put that there, just centering it. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to take now the cloud cover. And I'm not going to put it all the way to the bottom. I don't want it centered. I want it kind of like between the center and the bottom. So we're going to put it here and we're just going to use some of the, and I'm not doing all the way to the end because it's going to hang off. We're just going to put it right there. And we're going to make sure it's kind of like, that's not quite even. Same on both sides. Let's go back a little bit. Okay. All right, so next thing I want to do, before I put my paper on, I want to stamp my greeting. So I'm using Early Espresso. And so I'm using the greeting. Sometimes when you go looking for happiness, happiness finds you. I love that little greeting, sentiment, whatever you want to use it for. Okay, so inked it up. I don't want to get my head in the way, but here we go. Trying to get it straight. Remember to, when you ink down, hold it and let the ink transfer. And I hope I got this straight. Oh, pretty good. That makes me happy. All right, so I am going to use dimensionals to put this up on my card. So let me grab some. I am going to use these that I've already cut kind of in half. And let's this last one over here. And let's go ahead and get off these backings. Don't forget to take off the backings off the back of your dimensionals. I have put it on before and go, why is this not sticking? Okay. All right. So make sure it is the right side up. All right. And so in this case, I'm going to put it a little bit below. It's going to hang off a little bit. So it's not all the way to the top of the cloud cover, but it's not quite to the bottom, but it is overhanging. Okay. So kind of got that little bit of trim. All right, so now I'm going to take my shadow and I'm going to add some dimensionals as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and add those to the back here. Let's go add a piece to Piglet. I'm going to take one of the ones that is half to do his head. All right, so let's go ahead and get off these backings. Oh, I should have used my take your pick so I wouldn't have them sticking to me. All right, so this time I'm going to put it over so they're kind of on top of the banner, but over on top of the card. Okay, so, and now for my ribbon, I'm going to go ahead and grab it. I always like to tie it while it's still on the spool. That way I don't waste so much ribbon. If I use too much, I can put it back on before I actually cut it. Okay, so I don't like wasting all that ribbon by trimming off the ends. And I want a smallish kind of bow. And see, I'm still going to have to trim off this end, but at least I can get this end to where I want. So let me go ahead and cut that off. So there's less ribbon wastage when you're doing that. So then I'm going to grab a glue dot. So here I'm going to kind of like roll up my glue dot. And I'm going to put it on the back of my ribbon. Well, let's see which side looks better. There's this side. Yeah, let's put the glue dot on this side. Okay. And then I'm going to kind of tuck this over here at the upper corner of my banner. Like this. And there you go. We have card number 1 completed. Very simple card, but I think it looks very pretty. I love using the Bearly Blush with the crumb cake, and even the cloud cover I think goes real well with this Bearly Blush. Okay, so we have our inside of our card as well. And if you want to stamp something on the inside, you certainly may do so. All right, so our second card is going to be right here. Okay, so what you're going to get is you'll get a piece of Mossy Meadow, and it is cut to 9.5 by 4 1/4, and it is scored at 4 inches. So you're getting kind of like an overlap card here. Okay. You're going to get a piece for the inside, and this is going to be 3 7/8 by 4 1/8. Okay, and so it's going to be tall this way to fit inside the card. Right. So you're also getting that same size. It's also embossed. This is both very vanilla, and this is embossed with the 100 Acre Wood 3D embossing folder. You're getting 2 die cuts from the Spotlight on Nature set. One is in mossy green, the other is in very vanilla. And then you're going to get some die cuts. They're all in early espresso. okay, that are going to build our scene for the front. So let's go ahead and one thing I didn't mention, you're getting some DSP with the stripes, and this is 4 1/8 by 1 3/8. So 4 1/8 by 1 3/8. All right, so let's go ahead and build this card. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our Mossy Meadow striped paper, and we're going to put it in right here, and we're going to leave about an equal amount of space. You can go in a little further if you like, but the idea here is that when you close it, you see the DSP. Okay, so you can go about 1/8 of an inch in. All right, so let's go ahead and put that in. So here's using my green glue, and so I'm going to put it down a little bit more. Okay, now on this particular not quite square, before you put it in, go ahead and stamp it with whatever you're greeting. I got excited and I went ahead and stamped it in Early Espresso, and I used a stamp set, and I can't remember. Oh, here it is. I used the Sending Salutations stamps, and here we have the Cheers to You. But if you have like a small birthday, like a small stamp that you can use to cheer with, that has a small font, I think it would look real pretty. It doesn't have to be that way. I just thought it would look real cute. So what we're going to do now is we are going to put this, and we're going to put it right up against the DSP. Now you don't have to because the cover is going to the top is going to cover it. Let's make sure it's kind of tilted. There we go. Okay, and if you have the stamp set, you can decorate it with the bees. You can add the stamp it with the honey pots. I just can't do any stamping for you. So see, when you close, the part where you write on is covered up. Okay, all right, so next let's take our embossed piece. Okay, make sure when you put your glue down, put it on, that you're putting it in the right direction. So because it is directional with the 100 Acre Woods, you don't want to put it upside down. So check that out before you do any gluing. I should have said that with the other card as well. Just check your direction of your embossing. Okay, so we're just going to center. This has a very narrow outline on the Mossy Meadow. Okay, like a 1/16 of an inch. Okay, so we're going to put that there. Right. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead. I'm going to put this aside real quick. We're going to take our Very Vanilla, and we're going to glue it to our circle, our green Mossy Meadow circle. Okay, so if y'all can see, these are very easy cards. You're getting exactly what you need to put your cards together. You just need some stamps and some ink and some adhesives. Okay, because I'm giving you everything else. All right, so on this one, I guess I got excited. I'm sending you, the pieces are not going to be put together, but I'm going to go ahead and put the honey pot. You're just going to glue the honey to the top of the honey pot. You are going to, for the wood stump, there's like a circle that comes with it. You can see here, barely, that it has like a little tab. You can put the glue on the tab, and then you can glue the two pieces, and you'll end up with the wood stump. Okay. We have Pooh Bear. And then I'm sent you all the pieces to make the signpost. So you'll have these two parts. You have the post itself, and what we're going to do is you can glue them however you want onto the post. We're going to use a little dimensional underneath of these to kind of give it some dimension on here. So let me grab my small dimensionals. We're just going to go ahead, we're going to put it on the straight side, and then another one here on the straight side. Okay. And I do want some dimensionals on the back of the honey pot and the stump. You don't need too many, okay? And Pooh, I'm not going to put dimensionals on at all. He's just going to be glued down to the place, but I'm going to give it a second to figure out where exactly I want him. All right, so what we're going to do is let's start with the wood stump. Let's take off these backings. So arrange it however you like. This is just the way I liked it. All right, so I'm going to add, kind of centering that. I'm going to take these off. Backings here. And before I want to put some glue at the bottom of the post, but before I do that, I just kind of want to look and see. I feel like I missed a tad. And I should have done this before I took these off, but I just want to see how I want to, where I want the post to be. So I think I want, that looks good. I'm going to tilt it a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue here and at the bottom of the post, because I want these to be down and I want that part to be up. So not a lot of glue. Okay, be very careful. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and just kind of like, because I want it to have that illusion of the signpost being kind of twisted. Okay, let's gotta hold that down. It makes it kind of look like it's actually pointing through the other way with that little dimensional up, popping that up and that being glued down. All right, so now let's add the honey pot to the, we're going to put that on the stump. Okay, and so Pooh, I kind of went sitting back here, but by the honey pot. So we're going to go ahead and add some green glue to him. Now, if you don't like this configuration, by all means, put it in a different configuration. Okay. And then you can either glue it straight down, or you could pop it up on dimensionals, whatever suits your fancy. I'm going to go ahead and pop it up on some dimensionals. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I don't want to put any dimensionals over here because I want it to hang off a little bit. So I'm kind of trying to center it on the front of my card, which means part of this will hang off. Okay, and that's what I want. So I want to make sure there's no dimensionals here. All right, so here we go. How are y'all doing down here in the valley? It is so hot. We've been getting some rain, but today has not been a rain day. So we still need a lot more to come. So now, okay, I'm going to center that. All right, and so now I'm going to grab, these are the Earthy Matte Dots, and they have like a early espresso. So we're going to use those to add to the front of our card. So let me grab my Take Your Pick, and so you'll be getting the dots as well. So you can put the dots wherever you want on here. All right, so I'm going to put one over here, and then I'm going to put, let's put one here. And one up there. Okay, so this is the second card. So very simple cards to make, but I think they're so cute. I do like the shadow idea of using just the shadows and making kind of basically a shadow card. And I just think these cards are, well, the whole set is just adorable. What can you say? All right, especially if you're a Winnie the Pooh fan like myself. The paper itself, the dies, the stamps, everything about it is just the super sweetest. But anyway, so if you order $50 from my online store by like June 16th, I will send you these cards and envelopes, everything you need to make except for the stamps, except for the adhesive, except for the ink. You'll have everything else that you need to in order to make these cards. If you get your order up to $75, then you would be eligible to get the online exclusive. And this month it is super cute. I don't have a picture of it to show you. I've already ordered mine and it hasn't come in yet. But it's just the most cute. It's called the Wild Bunch, and it has a koala. It has one of those Scottish cows. It has a snail. And I don't remember what the other animal is. There's another animal. It has some cute little things that go with it, some sentiments as well. It's adorable. So that one I believe will sell out. And with those product of the months, they only sell what they have. Once they run out, they're gone. So they don't restock them. So get yours as quickly as you can before, because I think that is one of those ones that is going to run out very quickly. You can also shop for past, there are some that are still available from past months, and you can browse through that. But one of the things you need to remember is once you make your $75, before you click submit your order, you do need to go and click that you want and click on that particular product of the month, and make sure you add it to your cart, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to go back and add it. You would have to order another $75. And if you get your order up to $100 or more, I will send you some type of the embellishment that you can use to make your cards. But anyway, I do appreciate you watching my video. If you like what you saw, would you please hit the like button? I would appreciate it. It would help get my videos out there. I know I'm not the most fabulous video maker in the world, but I'm trying, and I'm trying to do a little better with my card making now that I'm finally retired. So anyways, I really appreciate you staying with me to the end, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you.